Hey guys, what's going on? How are you guys doing today? It's been a minute. It's been a while since I've done this. It's been a while since I came out or dropped a review or dropped any video on my channel. But today I have decided to come back, and what better way to come back than talk about the Odyssey, right? No other. I don't think there's a better way to come back than to use the film, the biggest film in 2026, the most talked about film in 2026, the Odyssey, to come back. And there's a lot you can really say about this film. You can't really exhaust, stuff to talk about when it comes to this amazing film produced and directed by the GOAT, the greatest, Christopher Nolan, and honestly, 2 days ago, I had to go out with my friends, two of my amazing friends, to go watch this film. Not just because of the hype, but because of the experience. I mean, this is a film shot entirely on IMAX, like from top to bottom on IMAX, and has like the biggest ensemble cast in the history of Hollywood, one of the biggest ensemble cast in the history of Hollywood in 2026. And to be honest with you, I have finally come to terms with the fact that if you have to go big when it comes to filmmaking, right, don't just go big. Be certain that you are going big because you have content, because you have something. It's not just about the excitement of going big. It's about knowing that if I have this amazing story, the best I can do is to go all out with it. If I'm not going all out with it, there's no point trying to make it, because if you make it and you don't go all out with it and you're cutting corners with it, you're going to deprive your audience of the experience that they are meant to have because of how great your story is. And that's one thing Christopher Nolan tried as much as possible to do with this film, with the story. He went all out. One of the most expensive films in the last decade, arguably the most expensive film in 2026. $250 million. Come on. $250 million to produce that film. Of course, there are other very expensive films. Toy Story is about $270 or $230 million. Moana is over $200 million as well. Those are all the other good films, but they are not great films, if you get what I mean. They are not great films. They are, of course, you can talk about them going all out. I think the Avengers Doomsday will also be very, very expensive. But with Christopher Nolan, if you've seen Oppenheimer, if you've seen Dark Knight, if you've seen some of his previous films, you will know that this is someone who is very meticulous with his work, who is very detail oriented, and who goes all out to give you the best experience when it comes to storytelling, and with this film, if I'm being honest with you guys, everything mattered. Everything. So if you're watching the film, everything mattered. The most minute detail matters, has a role to play in the storytelling, has a role to play in the characters that you're seeing in the scene. It's a whole experience on its own, to be honest with you. Even though Filmhouse Lekki scammed me into watching this film on a normal screen, I've decided I'm going to go back to watch it on IMAX, because I need to have that full frame experience, full 3.2 open gate, massive screen experience. Because what's the point of seeing that film in the cinemas if you don't see it, if you don't experience it, from that perspective, if you don't experience it from that view, there's no point to it, because it's so immersive. Even from watching it on the normal cinema screen, it was so immersive. The experience was brilliant. The storytelling, the details, the performances, the cast. And what's even interesting? What's interesting is that, it's an ensemble cast. Zendaya, Tom Holland, Matt Damon, Lupita Nyong'o. The list is endless. Charlize Theron, and Hathaway. The list is endless. And when I say endless, the list is endless, honestly. At least A-list actors in this film will be close to 30. I'm telling you the truth. And that's something that find really fascinating, you know. And yeah, you can do a big budget film and still not have an ensemble cast. You know, you can, but he went all out with the story. He went all out with the casting. He went all out with the cinematography. You know, he went all out with the set design, the production design, the stunt doubles, the costumes, the locations. There were scenes that were shot in Morocco, in Africa, you know, different parts of the world. It's just an experience that every filmmaker, for example, wants to have. And as a film audience, it's also an experience you want to have from an audience perspective, you know. And honestly, you can't exhaust how technically sound and the storytelling is so broad and strong, and the delivery of the actors. There was a particular scene with Lupita Nyong'o, and there's another scene with Zendaya. Their characters, you know, I was like, damn. And these are people who didn't have more than maybe 3 or 4 scenes. Zendaya scenes, I don't think that Zendaya scenes are more than 4 or 5. Honestly, I don't think I saw her more than 4 or 5 times. But for every time I saw her, she was exceptional. Lupita Nyong'o as well. For every time, she didn't have more than 5 scenes as well, maybe 6. But for every time I saw her, she was absolutely phenomenal. Who again? Charlize Theron, of course. I mean, these are actors, you know, but not just by name, but by delivery. From what I learned, from everything I've read, you know, watched, from the documentaries to the conversations this man has had about this film and the way this film was made, and, you know, then watching the film, you know, from everything I have seen and heard about the film and watching the film, that man, Christopher Nolan, is a big inspiration. He is that filmmaker who is telling me as a young filmmaker, who is telling me as a filmmaker who's just coming up, that, bro, if you want to do this thing, you have to go all out. If you want to do this thing, you have to give it your all. You have to commit yourself to it, and don't just commit yourself to it in one aspect. You have to commit yourself to it in every aspect. You have to have your eye on everything. If you're coming up as a director or as a producer, even as a cinematographer, I think one thing I have also learned from this man, you know, Christopher Nolan, you know, while watching the making of this film and hearing him talk about how he made this film, one thing I have learned is that it doesn't matter what department you have to be knowledgeable about every other department in filmmaking. That's the truth. As a cinematographer, you have to be knowledgeable about every other department. As a sound person, you have to have knowledge of every department in a production. As a set designer, you have to understand cinematography. You really need to understand cinematography. As a cinematographer, you need to understand set design. As a gaffer, you need to understand cinematography, set design, and production design. Everything is like comes together. You can't have one out of every other thing. You can't have one out of every other thing. You can specialize in one, but you have to have a knowledge of every other thing that makes up every other department, every other unit that makes up a film production. That's something I have, you know, sort of learned from you know, the experience of this amazing goated film, the Odyssey, in 2026. I mean, it's just beautiful. It's just wonderful, and I would encourage everyone to see it. I encourage everyone to go out there, just watch it, whether you're a filmmaker, whether you're a film enthusiast, whether you're a film buff, just go out there and watch it. I mean, it's just beautiful, fantastic, a wonderful experience that I will not trade for anything else. And I already decided I'm going back to see it again, and I know that, you know, this is one of those films that if you go back to watch it again, you're going to discover something new. If you go back to watch it again, you're going to discover something new again. Like, I know there were things I missed while watching it the last time that I would notice when I watched it again. You know, the question is, how many times am I going to go back and watch it again? I will go back to the cinemas and watch it. I mean, I have to go back because I didn't watch it on IMAX, so I need to go back to watch it on IMAX first, and then wait for months later when I get to see it again personally in my house, in my living room, on my TV, and then pay attention to other new things, you know. But overall, I would give this film an 8.5, you know. I'll give it an 8.5 for a lot of reasons that I've already mentioned, you know. I think you guys should go check it out. If you have seen it and you have your own personal thoughts about it, let me know in the comment section. If you haven't seen it, tell me what you're looking forward to seeing in the film, what you've read about the film that you're looking forward to seeing in the film. Let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. I am back. I'm going to be doing a lot more content about filmmaking, about film post-production, about editing, about everything, you know, filmmaking, everything production, everything content production in my subsequent videos. So please stick around. If you haven't subscribed yet, please kindly hit the subscribe button, like this video, share with your friends, and let's create a community. Let's continue with this community that I created before. Thank you so much, guys. See you next time. Love.